One of the best decks that we got from the new box is Mekk-Knights. Mekk-Knights are an archetype based around having 2 or more cards in the same column, and all of them have the effect that can special summon themselves on a column that has 2 or more cards, except for our singular Mekk-Knight Avram, which is a normal monster, and we're playing 3 copies of this card so that we have a normal summon monster because all of our Mekk-Knights special summon. So it is quite important to have a monster that we actually use our normal summon on, otherwise we will waste our normal summon. And all of the Mekk-Knights, except having the effect that special summon themselves on a column that has 2 or more cards, has another effect. Purple Nightfall searches Mekk-Knight monsters by banishing a Mekk-Knight you control. Yellow Star pops back row. Blue Sky searches even more. Indigo Eclipse moves itself. Red Moon pops monsters. And Avram is just a normal summon monster. We also have one Mekk-Knight Link monster, which is very important for the archetype. Mekk-Knight of the Morning Star. Morning Star requires 2 monsters, and one of them must be a Mekk-Knight monster. And it searches a World Legacy card from your deck by discarding a Mekk-Knight or World Legacy card. And why this is so important is because the deck is actually based around having continuous spells that are World Legacy cards that negate opponent's card effects. World Legacy Key negates traps, World Legacy Secret negates monsters, and World Legacy Whispers negates spells. They also have an additional effect in that Secret special summons a monster from your graveyard, Whispers gives you more attack, and World Legacy Key recycles a banished Mekk-Knight monster, which you will have a lot because a lot of Mekk-Knights banish your own monsters. Purple Nightfall banish your monsters on the field, Red Moon and Yellow Star banish from your graveyard, so you will have quite a lot of banished Mekk-Knight monsters, which you cannot get back using your key. And because you are discarding with your Morning Star, it is great to recycle back your Mekk-Knight so that you can have cards to discard. And also one thing to remember is that all the Mekk-Knights can only special summon themselves using their effect once per turn. So if you special summon them once, you cannot use them again even if you recycle them with your key or search another one. And the most interesting part about this deck is the skill. Surprise present, I have not seen anyone use this skill before in Mekk-Knights, and I think this skill is pretty interesting in Mekk-Knights for one reason, because it lets us set a spell and trap card from our zone to our opponent's zone. Even though we're essentially giving our opponent our cards, that means that we will be able to give them a card in a column even if we go first. And that is very important because this deck tends to struggle going first because your opponent wouldn't have any cards on their field. But this skill solves this problem because we're basically just giving our opponent a card. And also you can actually choose which zone you place the card in. So as long as you have your settings changed to manual zone placements for spells and traps, you can choose the zone where you place the spell and trap. Other than that, we're playing a bunch of generic links. Those don't really matter, but it is good to have them just in case. Nice, we're going first. Okay, and then we need 2 spells and traps. There it is, 2 spells and traps. And we'll have the Blue Sky. Okay, so let me show you how the combo works. So our opponent is probably playing Witchcrafter, I'm guessing, because of the playmats and everything. So we want a spell negate. So we will first have the spell negate. We will set it here. And then we will set another. And then we will give our opponent one of our back row, and we put it in the same column. Now we can do our Mekk-Knight combo. Which is really cool. And because our opponent has technically one card in their field, we can search a card with Blue Sky. Oh. And then we link summon the Link 2. Morning Star discards a card and adds the Monster Negate. And then we set the Monster Negate and we pass. So even though this end board doesn't look very impressive, it is actually a spell and Monster Negate. And also one of the biggest weaknesses of Mekk-Knights is that they cannot negate graveyard effects because they only negate effects that are on field. So even though we basically negate all monsters, spells, and traps with our 3 continuous spells and traps that we have now, our opponent still can make a lot of things. Target a face-up card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. I kinda don't want him to do that. So I'll move over my Indigo Eclipse and then negate. Okay, this is an issue because we don't have a Mekk-Knight on that column specifically. That's a huge problem. How can we win from this? Yeah, we simply can't. We can't win. We can't even do anything because he doesn't have 2 cards in the same column. For those that don't know, we set 2, we give our opponent 1, and then we specifically choose the column that matches our own card. And then we can combo. We can get a Blue Sky. Normally, Blue Sky doesn't work turn 1 because your opponent won't have any cards on their field. However, it is different for our case because we gave our opponent our own card, so our opponent does have a card, which means we can still search a single card, which is enough for us. And then we will do the regular Mekk-Knight stuff. We'll put it here. And then Mekk-Knight will discard our last card. And then what does he have? Does he have DD Crow? Anyway, we set 1 and pass. Yeah, he does. I think he does have DD Crow. It's pretty common for Shark decks to play DD Crow. It doesn't matter, it just goes back to the hand. What am I even talking about? Okay, Nightfall comes back. Summon in the zone, please. Okay. We will special summon Yellow Star and pop that back row first before we commit to anything. We will pop that back row. Banish the Blue Sky. Pop that back row. It's a Book of Moon. And then we can actually chain Purple Nightfall because its effect is actually a quick effect. So you can do stuff like this. You can just chain, get yourself a Mekk-Knight. I'll get Blue Sky for more searches. And then I can just make Indigo, and then move it over something like Blue Sky. Yeah, there we go. Easy win. Okay, he's setting 1 card. I'll do Indigo. Indigo Eclipse. And then Indigo Eclipse and move over. So that I can summon my other Mech Knights. Blue Sky. And yeah, Blue Sky search. Let's search the normal monster because we still haven't used our normal summon yet. And then we will normal summon our normal monster. And then we make the link too. We will use the 2 here. Activate and pitching a card. We'll pitch the Red Moon. And then add the negate in case we can't OTK this turn, which is very likely. And then we set 2 cards. Battle. We'll attack with Indigo Eclipse first. There it is, Void Beast. Oh, he's just summoning 1, okay. Oh, not attack. And 10. Okay, now all 3 of his zones will be negated because I can summon 1 more monster using my World Legacy secrets. I can let this attack go through, but I'll just boost my own attack so that I can destroy it. Why not? And then we can pop the second card. What is the second card? It's Needlebug Nest! Okay. So it wasn't anything. Anyway, that should be easy win. There we go. So my version of the deck can definitely go first because we are giving our opponent a card. But otherwise, if we're playing a regular version that plays another skill like Middle Age Max or Monster Move, the deck will suffer going first. Or the downside of playing Surprise Present is that we are giving our opponent a card after all, so it is a -1 in card advantage. But in exchange, we can actually do something turn 1.